I'm really excited about Dream Girl too. The texture has changed and it's probably my only single screen film. So I'm giving a lot of Shah Rukh references, but yeah, because he changed the game in the 90s and he chose those unconventional roles and inspired actors like me. The best part of working with your best friend is that you're upfront, you're candid, and there are no ego clashes because you are what you are. Raatan Kaaliyan, for example, it's a perfect indie song.
Yeah.
So we zeroed down to that song. We had great indie scene in India in 90s.
Yeah.
But now is a time which is bigger than the 90s. I cannot live without music. I think I have a constant BGM going in my life. Whenever I'm shooting, I'm traveling, my your music is always on, the playlist is there. I'm just a terrible multitasker, I think.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing 3 films a year, it's difficult for me to cut singles.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Ayushmann Khurrana. Welcome to Pinkvilla, Ayushmann. It's lovely having you.
Thank you, Himesh. Likewise.
Ayushmann, my first question to you is, how does the collab between you and Rochak happen? Because you have been childhood friends and it's a different bond, professionally and personally. So how do you decide, okay, this is the right time for us to collaborate at?
We don't, include these mathematics in the collaboration. Of course, he's a bestie since childhood. And the best part of working with your best friend is that you're upfront, you're candid, and there are no ego clashes because you are what you are and you're pure as water and you just talk to each other like, what do you think, what's in your mind, is in your heart, you just say it. So I think that's the best part. And whenever you collab, there is no calculation of, creating a hit song or going with an algorithm. It's just out of like pure love for music. It's coming out of heart.
How do the two of you approach things when there's a disagreement? When you feel ये वाला गाना करते हैं, he feels ये वाला करते हैं.
गाना तो choose हो ही जाता है. It's just that like I go to a studio off and on and we jam together. We just meet up for chai and he keeps on playing his unreleased songs to me. And sometimes I like, oh, I gotta love this song. Let's do a single. तो कहता हाँ यार कर सकते हैं. So it happens like that. Like sometimes the texture of the song is like it cannot be used in a film. It has to be a single. Like Raatan Kaaliyan, for example, it's a perfect indie song. So we zeroed down to that song. And rest we kept on having discussions on the programming of the song, the production and everything. But eventually it's his call. He's a composer. I'm singing. So since the parts are clear, so it's easier.
This indie pop culture, it was very common in the 90s and early 2000s when we had Shan, Sonu Nigam, so many. Do you miss those times? Now they are there, but there are very few which come out as in that format.
This is the best part. This is the best time to be an independent artist. Like we had great indie scene in India in 90s. But now is a time which is bigger than the 90s. Because right now, Indian music is going abroad, it's going international. Our artists are performing at Coachella. So I think it's great. So it's great to be a musician during this time. Pandemic helped a lot when films were being like not being really made. A lot of films are not being made. Musicians came up to the fore and took the mantle, and they are shining still. I think that changed the game a bit.
You must have observed the indie pop in the 90s and 2000s. What's your best memory? What's your favorite song from that era?
I used to love bands like Strings, Euphoria, Indian Ocean. These 3 bands. Like I used to go to a lot of, during college days also, like mid 2000s, we used to go to a lot of college festivals. And all these bands used to perform there. So indie scene was crazy during that time. So these are the bands I used to love.
And Ayushmann, what does music mean to you?
Music is everything to me. I cannot live without music. I think I have a constant BGM going in my life. Whenever I'm shooting, I'm traveling, my music is always on, the playlist is there. And every film has a unique playlist. Every character has a playlist. So I can't live without music. It's like breathing. And I discover new artists every single day.
Correct. But I've heard this from a lot of actors in their interviews that when they're doing an action film, doing action is like dancing on a song, on a certain music. Did you implement it when you were doing an action film?
But action is like choreography. Like you need to know your steps. You can't misstep. अगर कोई मार रहा है तो आपको घटना पड़ेगा. So you it's like a choreography only. It's like dance. If you are good with music, you're good with action. It's like that. That's what I feel. But I had like there's a band called Stained. I used to listen to that song, that band a lot of times while I'm shooting for Action Hero. So Stained was part of my playlist during Action Hero.
Has there been an instance through your career where a melody surprised you in terms of the way audience received it? You didn't expect it to blow so big and it turned out to be a big one, or other way around, you expected it to be a big one but it didn't?
there are a lot of songs which are like of typical commercial meter,
Yeah.
and they do really well, and I'm probably not fond of that particular song. I should not name those songs,
Yeah.
but it happens, always happens. Being a purist at heart, I'm a purist when it comes to music. More than films, I'm more pure with music.
Yeah.
That's what I believe in. I follow a lot of classical singers, classical performers, and ulta bhi hota hai, like when you feel that a song should grow really well, but it doesn't because it's not that commercial. But it will appeal to certain people, and it probably appeal to me.
Yeah.
So that happens in music, films, any form of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subjective. Basically,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
subjective thing. I believe you're planning to do at least 2 to 3 single every year. You had stopped that in between.
Yeah.
So what's the idea of taking this move now?
I'm just a terrible multitasker, I think.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing 3 films a year, it's difficult for me to cut singles because
Okay.
that requires time. More than that, it's just emotional and mental detachment from your films and doing music and creating something great and jamming. It requires a lot of time because now I think I won't be doing 2 films a year, more than 2 films a year, and we'll be doing at least 2-3 songs in a year.
But any reason for that, or it's just a...
I was thinking that my music was taking a backseat, and that's like a soul food for me, food for soul.
Yeah.
So I think music should be
In
there
the-
now. I
correct.
just want to do that.
You know, recently, Sriram Raghavan in an interview said that he's looking for something very challenging to collaborate with you. After Andhadhun, what have been the discussions with him? That's a combo which everyone wants to come together again.
We keep on chatting. Like we went to a seminar together at Jodhpur, and
Yeah.
we were traveling together, and it was great chatting with him again. And we keep on jamming, and he's like, "I'll bring something to you whenever I have something great, challenging." So I think we both are waiting for that particular subject or script.
But I hope that happens soon.
Yeah, fingers
because-
crossed. Yeah.
And you know, before we sign off, there are 2 questions. One about Dream Girl 2.
Yeah.
It's just 1 month away from release. Excited, what can you tell us about that film? It's Return of Pooja after so long, and your
Yeah.
campaign has been very good. I'm loving those
Oh,
small...
thanks. Yeah, it's a very unique campaign because there are multiple teasers before the trailer
Yeah.
to build the excitement. But yeah, this is like certainly Dream Girl 2.0 version because it's not just the voice, it's also the face and the entire being of Pooja, which is being revealed or being teased till now. So it's a double whammy. I think I'm really excited about Dream Girl 2. The texture has changed, and it's probably my only single screen film because most of my films are multiplex films.
Yeah.
So this is something which is like very massy, commercial, humor. So I'm really excited.
And lastly, is there any dream role that you want to do?
Yeah, I've said this multiple times that I would love to, like probably, like, but since I play Guy Next Door, like Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na,
Yeah.
like that, I would love to do a Bazigar also, then surprise the audience altogether.
Yeah.
So I'm giving a lot of Shah Rukh references, but yeah, because he changed the game in the 90s and he chose those unconventional roles and inspired actors like me. So I guess it will be unconventional, but should be completely which is not expected out of me.
Yeah.
Anything which surprises me.
The audience.
Yeah.
You and the audience.
Of course,
basically.
absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. On that note, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you and wish you all the best for the single and Dream Girl.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Amish.
you.
Thank you. Hi, this is Ayushmann Khurrana. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.